Okay, Baruch Hashem, we're back with another 5 minutes of Tefillah as B'siyata D'Shemaya. It's incredible to think how we're really wrapping up a few more pages, B'siyata D'Shemaya. And sometimes they say you save the best for last. And in as much as so many different pieces, you learn them, you hear them, and you just are blown away by their absolute beauty. The sweetness, how Rav Shimshon Pincus just talks and seems like he's talking straight to each and every one of us, directly into our neshama. But towards the end over here, he gets a little bit more esoteric, a little bit deeper, we'd call it. But even within such a depth, he's able to play it out in a way that we could all appreciate. So says Rav Shimshon Pincus, we just finished discussing to remind ourselves how we have to be careful even about our external actions. That it's true to have kavanah, to think very deeply about Hashem when we're davening is hard. But Rav Shimshon Pincus taught us at the very least our actions. At the very least, we shouldn't be motioning to someone else while we're benching. We should begin by closing our eyes by Shemona Esrei. Says Rav Shimshon Pincus, maybe other parts of davening. Just close your eyes. You close your eyes, you can't see what's going on. And then at least our external actions won't be that which are severing ourselves between our words of tefillah and between Hashem that we're talking to. But he continues now and he says, let's discuss a little bit about the kavanah. Let's try to understand how difficult it is to pull together all our thoughts, our minds, all the different things going on in our life and focus while we're davening on a good day, in our own shul, in our own comfortable environment. It's difficult. It says Rav Shimshon Pincus. And how about when you're traveling? How about when you end up in a minyan that is not so desirable for yourself? Whether it's speed, whether it's location, you're thrown off. What happens at the moments that you're thrown off? We sort of almost just throw in the towel. Quotes Rav Shimshon Pincus, a medrash in Shearim, that teaches ha'elef l'cha shleimai u'masayim l'netarim espiriyai. And it explains that when you're in your place, ha'loimi Torah in your place is worth 200. But what about when you're loimi Torah sheloi b'mkaimai? What about when you're not in your familiar environment where it's even more difficult? Teaches the medrash it's worth 1,000. Says the Shearim Tefillah, this isn't only by learning, this is by everything. When we're in our perfect environment, it's worth such an amount. And when you're not in that perfect environment, it's worth that much more. So number one is to give ourselves the encouragement, is that yes, it's difficult. And yes, maybe we don't want to be in this minyan and we don't want to be in this place. But don't throw in the towel. Right now, your tefillah is worth that much more. And he continues by quoting incredible words from the Nefesh HaChaim, Rav Chaim Volozhin, words in which he teaches us are in reality a form of nistaros. These are hidden words. And he actually concludes his piece and he says, we have to at least know that such concepts exist, concepts that are so beyond us. But let us at least appreciate, realize that there's such a thing as these ideas that we're about to talk about. Says the Nefesh HaChaim, every word of tefillah, kol teva me'at tefillah, from every bracha goes higher and higher. And what do those words do? They lif'ol pulasa, they effect an action in the very root of the heights of the world. And kaviyachol, they become a partner with HaKadosh Baruch Hu in creating the world. That every word of tefillah is almost like watering the grass in heavens, allowing Hashem to create and recreate on this world. Deep ideas, what exactly does that mean? But he says now we can understand why our tefillahs were created by the 120 Anshe Knesset G'dayla, people with ultimate nevuah. Because every word that we say is not a simple word of thanks, of praise, of requests. Each and every word of tefillah is such that ascends to the heights, all the way to the Kisei HaKavod. And whatever this means, they allow Hashem to continuously create and recreate. And we'll conclude today with the words of the Nefesh HaChaim, in which he says that yes, Tefillah is something that is Oimid Barumay Shalaylam. But let's explain how incredibly great it is, and we'll read one line. Shemi'es Shetiknua. From the moment that Tefillah was created, Adabias Goyel B'Meir of Yemeinu, until all eternity. Lo Yahya, there never was. V'lo Yiyeh, and there will never be. Shum Tefillah Bipratus, not another individualized tefillah, Doime, that is similar to Chaverta. No two tefillahs will ever be the same. Shekoidem la, before it, va'achrei klal. What you wear in the morning is not what you wear at night. He quotes from the Zayar, Kol yoim lechaveiro shelafana va'achrav. And therefore, no two snowflakes are the same. No two fingerprints are the same. And no two words of tefillah are ever the same. And that's the explanation of me'uves lo yuchal litkon. Something that's messed up can't be fixed. You know why? Because you miss a word of tefillah. It's something that you will never, for eternity, to be able to come back, because that word of tefillah was such that was only for that specific moment, for that specific time, and for that specific place. And that's another encouragement to be able to daven even in those difficult places, when we realize that that place has its own unique tefillah, lofty ideas, deep ideas. Let's at least allow them to penetrate at the forefront as they slowly aid our kavanah.